if you sell Kante and bring in Rice, it's a big upgrade.
Is it stopping the way Frank wants to play?
See, Declan Rice does more than N'Golo Kante.
Whoa!
I was thinking about this. Why did it go so wrong at Chelsea? Because he won the title at Leicester, we know, won the title at Chelsea straight afterwards, and then got moved out of position by Sarri. And when asked about it, Sarri said it's because he couldn't move the ball quickly enough. And that was for his system. So, and I think that's true.
And I think Frank's finding that as well, is the best way to play Kante is, but is he going to be one of them players? Because he is talented, and his biggest thing is sitting in the base of the midfield, isn't it? In front of the back four, whatever it may be. We all know that's his best position. But he did so well with Leicester, and that's why Chelsea signed him, and he did brilliant with Chelsea. But I agree, now because Chelsea have got so many attacking players, they want to get the ball forward as quick as possible. Now, Kante sitting in there, does it defeat that, what Frank's trying to achieve? So, could it be a case of Frank Lampard with Kante using him differently? So against teams where he's going to be after better teams, he's going to be higher up the pitch, and he's going to have to be closing down, because we all know he's great at getting the ball back and winning the ball back. Not with tackle, he's just great at intercepting and getting the ball. So is he better playing further up the pitch against better teams? But when you play against counter-attacking teams, would he be better off going to his normal position where he sits in front of a back four? And we all know that's what he does really, really well. And it stops the counter of the opposition. So is it perhaps Frank's trying to use him in both those positions to get the best out of Kante?
It's an interesting one. I'd love to hear from Chelsea fans on that, because they've seen the best of Kante when he was described by some as their best player in that title win in 16-17. And obviously it's gone wrong since then. But would it be a big deal if Chelsea did sell N'Golo Kante? Think about this, right? They've been thinking about bringing in Declan Rice. They've been linked, Chelsea, with Declan Rice for a long, long time. And I'm going to stick my hand in the air. I'm going to stick my head above the parapet to be shot down. I think that if you sell Kante and bring in Rice, it's a big upgrade. Because this is somebody who could do Kante's job and can go on the attack and can use the ball quickly and well. So for me, Declan Rice is an upgrade on N'Golo Kante. Maybe not the Kante from. Well, it's a different.
I still think you're underestimating the value of Kante. As I said, I think with Chelsea, because of all the attacking players in their side, perhaps Kante now he's got to find the best position for each game, because we all know with Frank the way he wants to play is the ball going forward quickly with all those dynamic forward-thinking players.
Yep.
And Kante doing the back pass, side pass, breaking up play and all that. And a little bit like Jorginho, is it stopping the way Frank wants to play? So at some point, I get what you're saying, but I still think Kante, against certain opposition, if you're going to play against Real Madrid or against Barcelona, you want Kante sat in front of a back four. Or
do you want...
Absolutely desperate for him to sit in there.
Do you not need somebody who's going to do more with the ball? He's very limited at what he does. Brilliant at what he does, N'Golo Kante. But is it too limited if you are going to try and compete at the very top level now, I'm talking about? And I know Leicester won the title with him in their midfield. It was kind of a freakish Leicester team that I don't think could ever be replicated. The way they played, the way they won games, everything seemed to fit. Even Danny Drinkwater looked brilliant in that Leicester side. Robert Huth at the back. Wes Morgan at the back. You know, you got players who probably wouldn't get anywhere near, at that time even, top sides, and they all came together perfectly to win the title. So I don't discount that, because it obviously happened. But what I'm looking at is a top side trying to do stuff in Europe and in the Premier League as well. Is N'Golo Kante too limited? Declan Rice does more than N'Golo Kante, is what I'm saying.
Well, that's your opinion. I still think if I've got a choice at this moment in time, and I'm a massive fan of Declan Rice, Aid. I know a lot of people think he's rubbish. I'm a big fan of him, but I'm still, if I'm the manager and I can have Kante or Rice, at this moment in time still, I'm having Kante. World Cup winner. Title, 2 titles.
They got dragged off in the World Cup final. What are you talking about?
Used to playing in high-quality teams, winning teams. I'm him all day long.
He got taken off in the World Cup final.
Declan Rice is playing in a team that are defending a lot more than Chelsea at this moment in time. So he's going to be on the ball a lot more. Don't underestimate the value of N'Golo Kante.
I just had a message from Jordan Jarrett Bryan. He's messaged me saying on WhatsApp saying, I'd sell Kante if I was Chelsea, but I don't get the Rice thing. He still levels off Kante. Really? When was the last time Kante in that position was really good? It's about 2-3 years ago, isn't it?
No, give up.
In that position. He hasn't even played there.
Yeah.
But it's true.
I think, as I said, I think they realise how good he is. They're trying to get him to do more. He's that good. They put him further up the field to try and intercept the ball higher up the field when Chelsea are high pressing. That's what they're using him for, because he's so good. So they're trying him out in different positions because he is so good at doing that job.
This tweet from Justin says Kante is the best defensive midfielder on the planet, walks into every team in the world.
I'm with him. Every team.
Hold on. Liverpool, does he get into Liverpool's team? And when was this? And
you tell him who's better at Liverpool than him?
Look at the way these teams play.
I'm asking
it's important to look at the way they play.
Well, it's not, because Liverpool's midfield has been praised because there's such a physical presence, the three of them. It's not for the way they get the ball forward, is it?
Actually,
no, it's not.
Well,
no,
don't they get the ball
There's
forward?
a rest. Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson are the guys who do that. The three there, midfield, for them, physical presence, win the ball back and give it to the players that can do stuff going forward. So that's Alexander-Arnold and Robertson.
Give it
but
quickly
the three
to
in
them.
there are there to stop the opposition.
And Golo Kante doesn't get into the Liverpool team.
He gets in, he walks into the Liverpool team.
He doesn't, because he doesn't move the ball quickly. That's the whole point I'm making. There's only Man United. Look at Man City. Somebody tweeted earlier that Rodri's no good. What, really? I think we all know
Compared
that.
Compared to Kante, he's not.
I agree with that, totally. But if you're looking for a replacement for Rodri, you wouldn't sign N'Golo Kante. You'd look for better.
Whoa!
Man City want to move the ball quickly. There's plenty of players who are better at moving the ball quickly than N'Golo Kante.
You don't need to move the ball quickly when you've got De Bruyne who can move it quickly.
Yeah, you've got to move it quickly to him.
You've got Walker who can move it quickly. You've got Mendy who can use it quickly.
Yeah.
You've got so many forward-thinking players. You need someone to stay in control. That's exactly what Man City needs.
Slow it down. George is a Chelsea fan. What do you think, George?
Hi there, guys. Great show as always.
Thanks, man.
I've got a couple of points I want to just run by you, so let me just finish, okay? Kante, unbelievable player, unbelievable, but I think his time now has come. If you look at him, when he won that title for Leicester, being a Chelsea fan, he put his body on the line. He was one of 3 players that really won it for Leicester, you know? He got battered from pillar to post. Then after that, he went and won a title with Chelsea. He won the FA Cup with Chelsea. He won the UEFA Europa League with Chelsea.
We know all this.
Okay? He won the World Cup with France.
We know. What's the point you want to make, George? Because there's others waiting, mate.
So my point is, with him now is the time to sell him, because I believe he's our last big cash cow before, you know, Havertz and all that come on. So if we could cash him on him now.
Well, what do you need money for? What does Chelsea need money for? You got one of the richest blokes in the world running your football club.
Let me finish, and going on to who we should replace him, not Declan Rice. We've already got a player that is better than Declan Rice, and that is Ampada. He played last week centre mid for Wales, and then he goes back into centre defence. He is an outstanding player, younger and better than Rice.
I'm assuming you didn't see him for Wales, because he's got a long way to go. He may well turn out to be what you think he is, George, but he ain't there right now.
But if he stays on his feet, it'd help. And diving around. Exactly. I've never seen anybody dive as much.
Spot on. Money-wise, there is a point to that because of FFP. Chelsea may have to sell to have the money. They've got the money, you're right, but they can't just throw it about, can they? Let's speak to James, who's a Chelsea fan. What do you think, James?
Hi, guys. Great show.
Thank you.
So I've just been thinking, in the 4-2-3-1 formation that Lampard seems to be playing now, I think Kante sitting in a more defensive role, having Kovacic alongside him, is a perfect player and will do the job for the next couple of seasons. I don't really think there's another central defensive midfielder out there who could really fill his boots at this current time.
Do you not rate Declan Rice at all? Because obviously there's been a lot of talk about him going back to Chelsea. So do you not think that he would fit into that role and be brilliant and offer even more?
I don't think at this time. I think it's quite a big step up. Obviously, he's doing a really good job at West Ham at the moment. He's been playing well so far this season. But I think, pressing into the Champions League, going up against tougher opposition like
he plays for England, mate.
Juventus, Barcelona. Yeah, I know, I get that, but Kante's still getting into that French squad, and he makes players around him play a lot better. Pogba's a different player when he's playing with Kante.
Oh, have we lost him?
I personally think for the next couple of seasons, I think you can't really. I don't think there's anyone better to be a defensive option other than Kante.
Well, you know what, James? You raised the Pogba point, and you're right. He looks a different player for France. A lot of people put that down to N'Golo Kante's presence. It may be, it may not be. We don't know. As I keep saying, he was dragged off in the World Cup final. They went on to win it. However, what that raises is the issue. If they have had a fallout, and it is only reports at the moment that have been denied, if they've had a fallout, Lampard and Kante, and there's no future for him at Chelsea, United should go and sign him. He exactly fits the role they need to. Yeah, absolutely.